everyone, hope you're doing well. Just want to start the video with a quick well done to Mr. Jared Bowen. Not that he watches these videos, he's ever going to hear this, but congratulations, being called up to the England squad for the first time. Very well deserved. Not that it bothers me who's in the England team, but it's always pleasing to see our players get the recognition they deserve on the international level, regardless of who they represent. And I'm even looking forward in November to seeing a whole nation, videos of a nation, singing a Jared Bowen song. They'll be there in their big puffer jackets, their scarves on, ski goggles on, singing Bowen's on fire. Don't know why then anybody would wear ski goggles to go watch the England game in the pub, but I'm just trying to make on it's cold because the World Cup's in November. But anyway, shall we move on and get on with the video? Yes, please. This video is to discuss two transfer rumours, because we've got two big ones. The rumour mill has been kind to us today. Nayef Aguerd, the centre back, Gonzo's done a video on him. He's done a Gonzo, he's gone away on YouTube, he's watched the highlights and he's got excited about this centre back as well. He's decided he's a good player. I don't know what Gonzo would have done if back in the day West Ham were linked to JJ Okocha in his prime at Bolton and Gonzo hadn't seen him for whatever reason, and Gonzo sits down, goes on YouTube and watches highlight reels of JJ Okocha. I think he would have combusted. I think he'd have just exploded in confetti. Would have been a good video though, wouldn't it? Man explodes into confetti. That would have done some good views. So anyway, Gonzo's done his Gonzo. If you want the Gonzo's video, I'll put it up at the end of this video. But for myself, I've not watched him. I've seen him play in the African nations briefly for Morocco. And when I say briefly, I didn't even notice him that much. I noticed he was fast, and that's about it. So there you go. How about that for an insight on this channel? He's fast. He's also left-footed and a centre-back, but that's about as much as I know. However, I can't lie. The underlying statistics behind him, his numbers are good. His long passing's good. His passing out from the back's good. Like I said, he is rapid. Left-footed centre-back as well. Good age, good experience for club and international as well. So it ticks a lot of the boxes, but I'm not really seeing him play, so I can't comment on that too much. But what this video is more about is to comment on the circumstances around it. And the fact that, A, that it looks like West Ham are moving quick. The window doesn't open for another couple of weeks, and we're supposedly in/close to signing 3 players, Areola, Lingard, get on to him, and Aguerd as well. But in regards to signing Aguerd, I'm quite surprised perhaps that we'd be spending 20-25 million on a centre-back. I perhaps shouldn't be, because we have been linked to centre-backs for, well, the whole of last season. Joe Waddle, Tarkowski, those names are coming up. And I think if Moyes has decided, it appears that we are in for this player and the bids are genuine. But if we have decided to go for Aguerd and spend 20-25 million on him, rather than try and sign Tarkowski on a free, I think that says a lot about how good this player is, or how much Tarkowski's wanting, it depends. But also probably, and more importantly, how determined Moyes is to get the players he wants. If he's willing to spend 20 million on the one he wants, then try and compromise a little bit and pick up a freebie instead. But to spend that much money on a centre-back, I don't think I was expecting it, if I'm honest with you. I thought the bulk of the money would go on the striker, get the goalkeeper in, we'd be looking at the left-back and perhaps centre midfield. And then if there's some leftover lolly, we'd get a centre-back and left winger. So to spend this much on a centre-back is interesting. And it poses the question, what's David Moyes' plan? If hypothetically this is all true, well, surely the long-term plan would be to see Aguerd and Zuma be the centre-back pairing next season, because we can't afford to have players costing 20 million plus sat on the bench at West Ham. We can't afford it. We've done it last season with Vlasic. We can't afford that mistake again. So to assume that that's our centre-back pairing going into next season, which is a lot of money. £50 million partnership it would cost David Moyes to assemble. But it would be, David Moyes would then have 3 centre-backs that he's brought to the club, at the club next season. That's good. That's promising. I just think it's interesting. I guess the following question is, well, what does that mean for the centre-backs currently at West Ham United? So Zuma's untouchable. I think we can all agree that, right? So Zuma will be here next season, will be a big part of the team next season. And then, so we move on to our other 3 centre-backs. I guess there's the question for all 3 of them. You've got to pick the most likely scenario, what you believe is true. So you've got A, Ogbonna. The club have decided not to give him a new deal. We're going to get rid of him in the summer, and Aguerd will join the 3 current fit centre-backs next season. That seems unlikely. I think it would be, well, I wouldn't be very happy about it. I'm a bit iffy about giving Ogbonna a new contract for next season. I think it's the right thing to do in terms of loyalty, for sentimental reasons, and for the man. But in regards to Ogbonna being an option next season, I'm uncertain. It's a wait and see. It's a horrific injury. But West Ham will know more than I do. They've gotten back from... He's been in training for quite a while now, so they'll know if he's going to be fit or not. So I think Ogbonna's unlikely. So that leaves Dawson and Diop. Now, we heard rumours last week and the week before that Craig Dawson is perhaps considering a move back up north. He wants to go back up north with his family. Now, I dismissed it a little bit. I found it hard to believe. But again, I don't know. And there's only certain people who know if this is true or not. Are we looking to get a centre-back in so that we can allow Craig Dawson to go back up north? I'm not convinced by it. The reason being, what fee we're going to get for Craig Dawson, bear in mind if he is wanting to leave, he wants to go back north, he's sort of unofficially transfer listed at this point. We only paid $2 million for him. I think you'd be looking at between $2 and $5 million for him, and that's it. And he's only got a year to go on his contract after this season. I think if he was looking to move, you'd just say to him, can we have one more season, then you can go at the end of your contract. So that leaves the other option, which I think is the most realistic and most likely. It's a Diop. And there has been talk in the last week that Diop and Masuaku are the two players that the club are looking to sell. And there's obviously Souček chat. We'll deal with that another day. But I think if you were to get in a player that costing that much, 20-25 million, I think that would sort of suggest the end is near for Issa Diop and that we're looking to get money in for him, because he does retain a lot of transfer market value, in my opinion. Whether that's 15 million-ish, I think that's fair, right? 15 million-ish. So you've almost got most of your feedback for your new signing already, and in Moyes' eyes, upgrading the playing squad. So interesting about Aguerd, but yes, a lot of talk about it, but it looks like West Ham are in for it, and a lot of the rumours are suggesting that we're trying to speed the deal up a little bit, which is promising. We'll get onto that in just a second. Before we do, this video is sponsored by the One Football app, and it is the best place to keep up to date with all the transfer rumours, because it's got the Aguerd story on there, it's got the Jesse Lingard story on there, it's got Thomas Souček on there, it's got Areola on there, it's got Emmanuel Dennis on there. I don't even have time to go through them all on this video. It's all on the One Football app. It's the best way to keep up to date with all your West Ham transfer rumours ahead of the transfer window. It's completely free to download as well. Click it, download it, give it a try, and if you don't like it, you can always delete it, but you won't, because you will like it. It's a fantastic app for the football fan. You follow what you want. You choose what you see when you load that app up as well. I've used it for... I've done about 4 years, I think I've used the One Football app as well, and they're only growing and they're only getting bigger as well. Get it downloaded, links in the description below. Now, before I get on to Jesse Lingard, I think what excites me the most, and this is me getting carried away a little bit, hypothetically, if the move for Areola is true, that we're going in for him, now we're trying to get something sorted up. If the talk around Aguerd is true, which I believe it is, if the talk for Dennis is true, I'm not so convinced by that one, but we'll wait and see. And then we've got Lingard. That's 4 players we're strongly linked to making moves for already. That would be promising. That is exactly what we need to see from West Ham this summer. Being precise, having the targets already lined up, and then moving quick. That's what we want. We want Moyes to go out and get the players that he wants now. So come August, come pre-season, the players are here. They're ready. Their first day back after pre-season. They're not going to a club that might sell them. They're coming to West Ham United to get ready for the new season ahead. But moving on to Jesse Lingard, Sky Sport, loads and loads of outlets are reporting today that West Ham are back in for Jesse Lingard. Now, it's no surprise, is it? And I think the wording on Sky frustrates me a little bit. The wording on Sky is West Ham have made an initial inquiry for Jesse Lingard. Now, what is that? What's an initial inquiry? Hi Jesse, do you like West Ham? Yes, I do. Wonderful. Thank you. We may be back into... I mean, what's that? What's an initial inquiry? This is a player that was here just 18 months ago. I mean, 12 months ago. He was just finishing up the season with us. So there's no initial inquiry needed here. He's out of contract at the end of next month. He's got about 33 days or a bit more than that. He's got 37 days left at Man United, and that's that. I don't know. Things like that annoy me. I just get annoyed with the wording of rumours kind of thing. So anyway, but a lot of talk that we're back in for Jesse Lingard. It would be no surprise. It would be no surprise. I'd be more shocked if we didn't move for Jesse Lingard. And I've always defended him. I think for those that have subscribed during the season, here's my stance. For those that have been here for the last 12 months, you'll wait to hear me repeat it. And apologise, but before you click off the video, can you drop a like on it, please? Thank you. Anyway, the Jesse Lingard thing, a year ago, we wanted Jesse Lingard back from Man United, but Man U weren't arsed about it. They weren't in a hurry, because they had to deal with Pogba, they had to deal with Sancho, they had to deal with Cristiano Ronaldo. All that took priority over sorting out Jesse Lingard leaving Old Trafford. And then Marcus Rashford got injured. So this is the problem when the season kicks off but the window's still running, because Rashford got injured. And Man U thought, oh, okay, right, well, we'll keep Lingard now because we might need him. And Man United's mentality was, well, what's he worth now in the summer transfer window? 15 million? What's he worth in the January transfer window? 10 million. For the sake of 5 million, we'll just keep him, so we've got enough cover between now and then. Obviously, January comes round, Man United stances, he's not going to West Ham. There's no circumstances in which Jesse Lingard goes to West Ham United. And their theory was, we're competing for the same places in the league, and if you get Jesse, you might overtake us. And how embarrassing would that be? Do you know something? They were right. If we had Jesse Lingard for the second half of that season, we'd finish above Man United. 100%, you won't convince me otherwise. So Man United actually made the right call, blocking Lingard's move to West Ham in January. He just couldn't get to West Ham. There's no way Man U were ever going to let him leave. And I felt really sorry for Jesse, actually. And I've never questioned, would Lingard come back to West Ham United? Because my answer's always been yes, he would. It's just a case of, can we get a deal done with Man United? And then after that, can we get a deal done with Jesse Lingard in order to get him into London Stadium? Well, the answer to the first question is, can we do a deal with Man United, has been no. And if you can't do that, you're not going to get a deal with Jesse Lingard. So I've always felt a bit sorry for him. I felt that Man U have treated him pretty appallingly, actually. Been there for over 20 years. I think he deserves a lot better from Man U, but he's out of there now. And I would love to see him back at West Ham next season. I think we've missed him this season. I think there's been quite a few games where we were just missing that little X factor up front, or Antonio's playing really well, keeping the centre backs occupied, but there's not really anybody in the sort of number 10 position that Jesse Lingard played in and scored 9 goals in 16 games in. We didn't have that. We didn't have someone taking advantage of Antonio's performances, and it's a shame we didn't have him for the last 12 months. It's frustrating, but if we can get him for the next 2 or 3 seasons, I think it would be a no-brainer to get him in on a free transfer. I think it's an easy move for West Ham. I think it's a good move for Jesse Lingard because he knows what it's like at West Ham. He knows the boys there, he knows the manager, and he knows he walks into our starting 11 on match day 1 for next season. And he knows that Moyes will, if he needs to, build the attack around him, get the best out of Jesse Lingard. And the England teams come out today, obviously Lingard's not in it, but I'll tell you something, if I was David Moyes and if I was Gareth Southgate, I'd be saying to him, get back to the London Stadium, and if you can perform for the first 2 or 3 months of the season, there's a small chance of that World Cup squad for him. But his next move's crucial. As I say, it's the biggest move he'll make in his career. It's the only permanent move he'll make in his career, probably. He might make 1 or 2 later on in his 30s. But he's been at Man United since he was a kid, of course. He's had a couple of loan spells as a youngster and one at West Ham. But this is his first permanent transfer of his career. He's got to get it right. And I think West Ham is the right place for that. I would be buzzing if we signed Jesse Lingard on a free. I'd be looking forward to him next season as well. And I think he'd make a big difference. And I think over the course of this season, there's often been thoughts that some clubs have worked us out a little bit, and it's, Brendan Rodgers literally told us that that bothered us playing Leicester. But then on after, every time we struggled to win a game or we got beat, his comments would ring in my head, which is, everybody knows how West Ham and David Moyes play. You throw Lingard into the equation, and I don't think you can say that anymore. It's like, well, good luck, because we're a bit more flexible now, got more players next season. And then when we do play in European football next year, fingers crossed, touch wood, we win the playoffs and stuff. Someone like Lingard, with the experience he's got, you'd fancy us to have a better year next year. I think Lingard would be an unbelievable signing for us, a no-brainer. As for Nayef Aguerd, I hope so. The reason I hope so is because it appears to be David Moyes' first choice centre-back. That's why I want him. I don't want him because of what I have seen from him in France. I've not seen anything. I don't want him because of what I've seen from the African Nations Cup. It was very little. I remember him being quick, and that is it. I'm not going to get excited about signing somebody because he's fast. But I will get excited because if that's David Moyes' number 1 target and we're able to get him in now, early, That's only a good thing. That is only positive. Of course, we have to wait and see if the centre-back's actually any good or not. But for the manager to get one of his top targets in early doors, assuming it is David Moyes' top target, and that's really a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow. There's obviously loads of transfer rumour stuff that I haven't discussed in this video. Emmanuel Dennis, Thomas Souček. We'll deal with that another day. I'll catch you tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel. See you in a bit.